Hey guys, if you couldn't tell by this picture, or the title, I guess, this character bio, sorry if my voice sounds weird by the way, just heads up, I've kind of been losing my voice, been in and out this week. But anyways, it's Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, New 52. I'm mostly doing this because Blue Beetle, I guess, it's debatable, but it kind of comes down to it. He was the main character of Young Justice Invasion, which if you don't know what that is, it was an awesome show on Cartoon Network that just last Saturday ended, sadly, to a lot of fans' sadness. And while there are petitions and all that stuff, most likely, sadly, that won't affect anything. So I'm not saying not to do a petition, but what I'm saying is don't be, sad if it doesn't work. So yeah, but intro really quick, and then let's get going with this awesome episode of Character Bios. Alright, guys, so Blue Beetle, New 52, just heads up, as far as I'm concerned, because I read all of the Blue Beetle comic. Sadly, that ended as well, just when it was starting to get like kind of interesting. Like it was interesting already, but it was kind of like stagnant because in a way they didn't really have a villain for Blue Beetle. They didn't have an arch enemy, nothing like that really for him. And right when they were just starting to get something like that, the series got canceled. So it's really sad, especially the way they ended it. It goes into another comic, which I didn't bother buying because I was like, you know what, if this comic's over, I'll drop it, especially because it was around the time Marvel Now is really picking up as well. So I was like, I'll just replace that money slot with Marvel Now comics. So I'm not trying to promote Marvel Now, just letting you guys know that. But anyways, Blue Beetle, he is the first Blue Beetle of the DC Universe. And the way it works is basically Scarab. Well, actually, I'll get to that later. But anyways, real name Jaime Reyes. He is a Mexican American, which is kind of unique because I guess a lot of people complain that there's not enough minorities. I got into that in my last character bios with Miles Morales. I don't think they should make a big deal out of it. I think it's great they have one, but I think at the same time it should just be the norm to a degree that a character is not Caucasian, white, whatever you want to call it. Therefore, I don't think it should be like this big breaking news that we have a Mexican American hero, especially because Jaime's been around for a while, so he's nothing new. But powers and abilities, these all come from the Scarab, by the way. Superhuman strength, speed, agility, durability, flight, senses, healing, energy rejection, and advanced AI. I'll go into all that more in depth when I get to the powers category later. Equipment, Reach Scarab named Khaji-Da. I think I pronounced that right. I might have not pronounced that right. Don't tase me, bro, so to speak. Now, weaknesses. Anyone from the Reach, anyone from the Green Lantern Corps, or any other Lantern Corps, if that matter. Powerful opponents and inexperience. Now, there's also another one, which is previous hosts, which I don't have here, but I have later. And the reason I don't have it here is because usually when the host dies, that's when the Scarab leaves. So it's usually not a problem, except for, like I said, well, a few seconds ago. I'll get into how that can possibly come into play later. So, origins. Yay. Now, heads up, this origin goes to when Jaime officially is called Blue Beetle. Because his origin isn't like anyone else's origin. No one ever considers him a hero besides the reader. Which is interesting. I really like that. How everyone considers him like a threat because of the things he does to protect his identity. A lot of it's due to the Scarab overriding him at times, and at times because one of the best things about Blue Beetle is him conflicting with the Scarab. Hands down, one of the best things. Like the comedy there sometimes is funny. Jaime Reyes was a quote unquote regular high school kid, which if we all know that what that means. A jock always, every once in a while pick on him, things like that. He lives in El Paso, Texas. His family, like I said earlier, is Mexican American. And Jaime's two best friends is Brenda, the girl of his dreams that he's known since they were little, and Paco, who is a high school dropout. Things happen, and we learn that Brenda's aunt is going to throw Brenda a party. And Jaime gets invited. So Jaime, with Paco driving, they head there, but on the way, a bunch of superhumans. I just put superhumans because They didn't really name all of them, and superhumans takes less space. Sorry, I was being lazy. But anyways, they're fighting over the Scarab, and the Scarab is in a bag, and during the conflict, the Scarab in the bag falls into the car that Jaime was in. So next, though, what happens is Jaime runs away with the bag, but one of the superhumans throws a blade at him, which hits the bag, obviously. Now this activates the Scarab inside the bag, which bonds to Jaime, and painfully releases the armor. Now if you couldn't tell by that picture, he is in a lot of pain. Not only is the Scarab basically digging itself into his spinal area and bonding with him, but it is, well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's like going in his body. The armor's coming like from inside him, like we see it's coming from his nasal passages, kind of like where his eyes are, ears. It's not a relaxing thing. It hurts to get this armor on. Now after that, the armor activates. Jaime gets his various abilities that he has with the armor. He takes out the superhuman threats pretty easily, and then him and Paco leave, him flying with Paco, and they head to Brenda's party. Now at the party, Jaime gets attacked, so he leaves, and then after that, he has some brief issues getting the Scarab off, but eventually he gets it off and appears normal again, but he goes back to his family. Now the next day, more superhumans led by a figure known as Silverback, who looks like a giant mechanical robot. He is hired to find the Scarab, and they go to Paco for information because they know Paco is with whoever has the Scarab, obviously, on, because they don't know it's Jaime yet. And Jaime goes there just in time to protect Paco, and a fight occurs or ensues. Now Jaime wins the fight, but in the process, Paco sees that Jaime is really the Blue Beetle, or Jaime is wearing the Scarab, and the Scarab activates a kind of self-defense protocol, so to speak, which is kill anyone who knows who Jaime really is, which, as you can see in the picture, Jaime is yelling wait because he doesn't want the Scarab to, but this is one of the awesome chances we get to see conflict between Scarab and Jaime. Now Jaime puts a part of the Scarab into Paco. It's like an anti-trauma unit, which heals Paco or keeps it from dying. Now, shocked and upset at what happens, Jaime saves Paco, like I said, by using a piece of the Scarab. This ends up being a bad idea, though, as Paco ends up becoming a twisted version of the Blue Beetle called Blood Beetle, as you can see in the picture of them fighting. Now, Blood Beetle is defeated, and Jaime uses Brenda, basically, to get Paco to override the Scarab's control by using Paco's emotions for Brenda, because Paco secretly likes Brenda. Now, when Brenda asks who Jaime is, though, this is when Jaime says, "I'm the Blue Beetle." And it's really funny because angered at what everything has happened, because his life has just gone to hell by now, pretty much. Jaime just flies away, seen as a villain by everybody. Which is kind of sad because he's really a hero, and he probably has the worst of it of all heroes. He's fighting for control of his own body. That must really suck. You can't tell your best friends who you really are. You have to run away from your home and your family. Now, powers. He has, like I said earlier, superhuman strength, speed, agility, durability, flight, senses, healing, energy projection, and an advanced AI. Now, in the left picture, you see him kicking Booster Gold way up high in the sky, because Booster Gold tricks him. I'm not getting into that story, but yeah, he was not happy about it, if you couldn't tell. Now, the middle picture is right after he gets the Scarab. That's the vision the Scarab has that goes into his senses. He can detect their heartbeat, he can detect what weapons they have, if they have any, detect their mental capacities, who they are. It's pretty cool. All in all, very advanced. Now on the right, he is firing an energy blast at a red lantern named Blez, I believe that's what it is. So there's energy projection. Now, healing, he can heal from really what should be lethal wounds. As you kind of saw, he ends up healing Paco, who, as you saw in that one picture, he got stabbed at a pretty vital spot. So that's just how advanced the healing capabilities are. Now, the advanced AI, basically, it's as smart as a Green Lantern ring, which is pretty smart. It knows various facts about the universe, things like that, about weapons, and like I said, it continuously fights with Jaime on certain things. Now, flight, he can fly at supersonic speeds. Durability, He can withstand blasts from things like Green Lantern rings, explosions, powerful forces, etc. You know, kind of like the standard issue thing, but he is highly durable. Now, agility, strength, and speed. Now, that actually varies on what mode the Scarab is on, which I'll get to later. But all you really need to know is it's pretty strong. He can lift cars and trucks, things like that. Speed, supersonic, agility. He's a lot of it, like the Scarab, the armor really enhances all of this. So, like, let's say Jaime personally doesn't have that great agility. The Scarab will kind of budge in a little bit with his performance levels, obviously. And yeah. Now, equipment. Blue Beetle has the Reach, Infiltrator, Scarab, Khaji-Da. Now, I mentioned modes the Scarab has. Now, the modes are like attack mode, infiltrator mode, which is the regular mode. There's strength mode, which is this like massive mode. You'll see a picture of it later. There's speed mode as well. So it's pretty interesting, actually, all the different types of like modes they have for the Scarab. I think that's pretty cool. Now, also with the Scarab, though, it originally fell into the Mayan civilization, and a Mayan guy found him called Sky Witness. He'll come back later in the story, as when I get to weaknesses. But anyways, though, it's pretty cool. You can see a Scarab as it was before it landed on Earth in the left picture. The Scarab on the right when it's on Jaime's back. Sadly, we don't know that much about the Scarab because the series got canceled. But this is really as much as we really know about it, as the book is about Jaime and not the Scarab, even though I wish they would do more backstory on the Reach technology. Now, the Blue Beetle's weaknesses, like I said, are the Reach, Green Lantern Corps, any other Corps, powerful opponents, or previous hosts, and inexperience. Now, by previous hosts, I mean people that have had the Scarab before. Because once you are bonded to that Scarab, you are considered not a threat to the Scarab. It cannot attack you because it considers you itself. So, Sky Witness, as you can see on the top right picture, the humanoid-looking figure there with the reddish face, he somehow came back to life. And when Blue Beetle tried fighting him, he couldn't fight him or hurt him because the Scarab still considered Sky Witness a part of him. So that's a weakness there because Sky Witness can attack Jaime, but Jaime cannot attack Sky Witness. Now, Green Lanterns, as you can see in the left picture, the reason why the Scarab got damaged is because a Green Lantern, before the Scarab bonded to anybody, well, the Green Lantern agent shot the Scarab, and that's how the Scarab got damaged. Now, on the right, by the way, the kind of buffed up Scarab looking thing, that's strength mode. But as you can see, there's a Scarab bottom right picture. That is Jaime in infiltrator mode, which is the standard mode for Reach agents. And he is getting attacked by a few other Reach agents. Also, other people with the Scarabs can hurt Jaime. And that is it, guys. I'm sorry my voice sounds like crap. I don't know why my voice has been going away, but I still had to make this anyways because I said I'd make it. If this goes up on Wednesday instead of Tuesday, sorry, it's because on Tuesdays I don't get home until really late because I have a lot of my decathlon stuff on Tuesday and I don't get home until late, and then I have other work I have to do. So, all in all though, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys got information. I know it's not a lot of information compared to the previous episodes of Character Bios, but it's just because they canceled the series and they never got to a point in the series where they could really focus on the origins of the Scarab and all of those things. So, sorry about that, guys. This is Hybrid. Please subscribe, comment, and like. And comment below what other ones you want to see. Because even though I do have like the ones I'll be doing for the next while planned out already, I'll always take suggestions. So, yeah.